This is going to be about defining the rotavirus amongst young children and adults in the U.S. My name is Shira Baker. This is for microbiology, and the teacher that I have is Tina Lane. This infection will be introduced to you by the commonly known name as rotavirus, which was discovered by Ruth Bishop in 1973. She was working in a hospital setting whenever this information was discovered. And she was the lead person on her team, the lead led a team of researchers. This virus is fully equipped with exactly 11 different segments of double-stranded RNA. See here, you can see the core, and this is the viral genome, and it shows how it is composed of 11 segments of double-stranded RNA. Who is affected by this disease, you may ask? This disease affects infants and young children. See here, you can see there's a baby crying, and then there's a little baby over here, and it looks like that they don't feel too well. It looks like the child has been hospitalized. They have an IV and all this. Also, adults are infected by this disease. Pets as well. So not just dogs or cats. There's a couple different animals here in the picture, and you can tell that they have diarrhea real bad. All warm-blooded animals can be affected. Anybody can be affected, no matter how young or how old you are. If you're a warm-blooded mammal, then you can be affected by this disease. Commonly, people with low immune systems and elderly, because they as well have a suppressed immune system, and they normally get really sick and tend to die from dehydration. How is the disease spread from person to person? The disease is spread from person to person just based off of a couple different factors here. Using the restroom, that can contaminate anything, or even changing a baby's diaper and then, later going and fixing food, even though you think that you properly washed your hands, it still leaves rooms for germs. So the fecal route or the oral route. So by you playing with a ball from an infected person. So a couple of ways to know if you've been infected by this virus: you'll be having constant diarrhea all day long, constant vomiting, you'll have abdominal pain, your body will feel cold, there will be less urination, no tears when crying, and there will also be fever. So you'll be up all night, there won't be any room for you to sleep. So this virus will have you just feeling so bad. There is ways to treat the virus. Um, so actually in 2006, they came up with 2 vaccinations that they give to infants. One of them is going to be the Rotavirus, and the other one is going to be the Rotatech. And these are oral vaccines that children take. The vaccine is given in 3 doses during the first 6 months of life. So like 1 time in the first month, and then 2 times within the second month, and then once again during the 3rd month. And so it's just, repeated over until the child, depending on, the area that you live in. The vaccine is mostly effective within the first 85% effective for the first 2 years of life. And that's just because kids' immune system are open to so much. How common is the virus and who is affected? Over 800 million deaths per year from the rotavirus, from dehydration. More than 1 child dies every minute from the rotavirus infection. Rotavirus kills more infants and young children than any other infectious disease. Once they get this infection and they can't get once they can't get all of the nutrients that they need, their body starts rejecting it, and they go into a total state of despair. The virus is basically classified as inflammation to the intestines as well as the stomach, and proven to be the most contagious through the stool of the affected person. It spreads through hospitals, child care centers, and throughout families. When I tell you it spreads fast, it spreads very fast. And And with the daycare, from child to child, they just have their hands in their mouth all day, so it's constantly spreading. So these dots here basically show 1,000 deaths, and these are in developing countries. So these people may not have access to the vaccine, or they may not be required to get vaccinated. So every country is different. See here, this is, every child that has died under 5 years of age, in this country. So, it's just a couple different factors going on. And it's just basically people consuming contact with the person who has the virus, and it just spreads on. There's no way that you can really stop the virus from spreading. This is a picture of the rotavirus and how it kind of looks. It will, vary from person to person. The disease becomes extinct after so many people have been vaccinated, and the cause of the disease, it doesn't spread as often as it did. Then it will become wiped out in that part of the country, and it will not exist. That disease will no longer exist outside of a testing laboratory, which means it's completely gone unless a lot of the affected people would come to a country or a small place and have a spread of the disease. So just a couple things to look at, and just take a look at the picture. The best way to practice the spread of the disease is going to be to practice cleanliness. Even though hand washing is not a way to stop the disease from spreading, it is enough to keep it from spreading from person to person, just because you need that basic hygiene skills. Like, don't go and change the baby's diaper and fix food, because now that food will be contaminated. This is my work citus page and images that came from Bing. I am Charlotte Baker, and this will conclude my rotavirus disease research paper.